Okay, and now going to continue on with chapter 11. Let's do this thing.
It's a black screen for me.
Oh, yep. Okay.
I'm blind. It's
Good.
back.
That's how I wanted it. That's what you deserve. Okay. The Justice Minister's daughter has been abducted. Kidnappers demand the execution of the death row prisoner, with the death row prisoner Joe to be carried out tonight. Lynn says the execution is a mistake, and I believe her. And so, I'm paying the kidnapper's hideout a visit to see what I can find out about the abduction. What took you so long?
Your instinct was right. Beauty, my dear. They had the restaurant surrounded. It took me forever to shake them. And now my poor bike is ready for the scrap heap.
Next time, maybe you should make it a tricycle so you don't hurt yourself.
Ouch, that hurts, Beauty. That's okay. That's what I love about you.
Be a little more gentle with our valuable hostage, please.
Yes, yes. Always keep a smile on a lady's face, right, my dear? There, see that, Beauty? Now there's a smile blooming on your face, too, my dear.
Yes, a wry smile. I'm going out for a breath of fresh air. You're on guard duty.
All right. I'll dream of you until you return.
Why don't you open the trunk for our guests?
I will, Beauty. I was just taking a little breather. All right, little lady. Let me open that trunk for you.
Immediately fell asleep. It looks like the Justice Minister's daughter really has been kidnapped. Something else is bothering me too. I don't think I've ever been to this room before. Something about it is giving me a strange sense of deja vu. I've seen something like this before. Taking something precious to manipulate others, so that's what kidnapping is. The dirty tricks those without the powers of the dead come up with. However, if I take that precious thing back, their power vanishes, doesn't it? Now then, time to see how the Justice Minister's little girl is doing. Before this guy wakes up from his dream of beauty. Okay, what's over here? Whenever I possess a door like this, for some reason I get the urge to send something flying with it. These ghost tricks are kind of addictive. Oh, okay. Here now. Darn. I can't reach my destination from here. Hmm. What else I've been doing here? Can't really get down there. Oh, I can do that. Ah. Hmm. Well, I guess that and it's oh, so I get over here now. Just my imagination. Just my imagination. That's all he has to say. What an amazingly simple fellow. This room, on the other hand, is starting to look amazingly festive. The question is, how can I use it to my advantage? Okay. Take bullocks. Just my imagination. That's all he has to say. If he was any more laid back, he'd fall right off that crate. Look at that streamer go spinning round and round. How can I make use of that? That's a good question. Let's get back. What is... Ah. Light the candle. This. No. Doesn't seem like that did anything. Ooh, okay. The flame gets really big like this. For some reason I get the urge to burn something. Fortunately, everything is just out of the flame's reach. Okay. Now I do the spinning faster thing. There we go. Just my imagination. Okay. Now I bridge the gap. There's a fucking cup holder in there. She just pops out like, I'm good. I'm just reading a book inside of the suitcase.
I kind of forgot you want me to read the they're like those like little mini bubbles.
Oh, it's whatever. it but yeah, I just think so. Okay, so now we know who was in the fucking briefcase back at the restaurant. So she did make it to the restaurant after all when Lynn was looking for her. Just not in the way we wanted her to. What in the? What's going on here? Little lady is. Is this little lady really a daughter of the Justice Minister?
Just my imagination.
What's with the fun book and juice?
Like I said, always keep a smile on a lady's face. I wanted to treat our guests as well.
How about treating me well? I'd like some bread and milk, please.
Would you like me to tuck you in as well? At your service, my dear. Be back in a flash.
No, I don't want you within 40 feet of my bed. Hey, mister.
Yes, cute little lady. More juice, perhaps? All you have to do is ask.
Have I been kidnapped?
Oh, I'm your daddy now. Don't cry, little dear. There's nothing to be afraid
I
of.
don't need to hear that from you.
The surroundings are miserable and filthy, I know, but we just ask for a little patience.
Don't say those awful things about this house.
Hmm?
This house is where I used to live.
What? I apologize, little lady. I'm the one who's miserable and filthy. Forgive me. What's the meaning of this, beauty? Why here, at this girl's old house?
Don't ask me. It was the other party in our deal who chose this location.
Oh, I see.
It's been empty for 5 years, and apparently nobody ever comes here. But never mind that. What about my bread and milk?
Oh, of course. Now, you be a good girl while I'm gone.
You just read your book and drink your juice. I want to go home. Not quite yet. Oh, okay. This dilapidated place was Camilla's old house? What's going on here? What in the world? Why does the little lady have a core of the dead? When I helped her out at Lynn's apartment, she didn't have one. So that must mean she must have died sometime after that. And that also means somebody else must have saved her. I'd better ask her what happened. There's another ghost going around. Look, wonder what the little lady is reading tonight. Any adventure story, maybe? Well, she's already getting quite a bit of excitement for one day. Somewhere along the way, Camilla must have died. What could have happened to her? Better ask her. Could it be there's somebody else with the powers of the dead besides me? Who's there? Oh, wait a minute. Is that you, Missile? Missile? I'm sorry, I'm not Missile. My name's Sissel. Sissel? My name is Camilla. Camilla, so it is her. Knew it. What happened to me? What is this place? I can hardly tell. The poor little thing is this is the land of the dead. The land of the dead? Does that mean I'm dead? Darn, I forgot there are no secrets in the ghost world. You can relax. You're not dead. But this isn't the first time you've been here, apparently. Really? I don't remember. Wait a minute. Maybe I do remember. Sort of. You do? It looks like she doesn't remember being saved very well. So there's some other dead person out there with special powers, eh? Anyway, I don't want to press her if she doesn't remember anything. If she doesn't remember dying. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about something else? Sure, go ahead, Sissy. Sissy, eh? Lynn asked me to do something for her tonight. I know about that part. She asked you to go to the chicken kitchen on Dead End Drive, right? Yeah, but I never got there. Now I wish I could say I'm sorry to her. We never should have gone through that park. What park? Hemsick Park. It's a shortcut to Dead End Drive. Is that where the kidnappers grabbed you? Yeah, Lynn always said, I don't like that park. Scary things happen there. Hemsick Park, eh? What am I going to do? Lynn's going to be mad. She is? How come? Because I left it there. The music box in the park. That's right, the music box. That music box was hidden in the apartment. I finally found it with a little bit of luck and courage. Guess where it was? I don't know where. I'll pretend I don't know. You know, you don't have to humor me. Oops. So, what happened to the music box? We hid it in the bushes at the park just before it happened. Just before? Oh, just before you were kidnapped, huh? I didn't want the bad man to take it, so I hid it. I bet it's still there in the park. You did well. So the music box is in the park. Better let Lynn know. This is your old house? Yep, this is where we lived until 5 years ago. But now I live with Lynn and Missile. Lynn is like a big sister to you, isn't she? Yep, she's a detective, you know. She's a hero. She is, huh? By the way, about your father. Is he the Justice Minister? My father is gone. Gone? Maybe he passed away? No, that's not it. My dad, he's going to die, and it's all because of me. What? What do you mean, because of me? Why would you say that? It's called an execution. My dad is a detective. No way. Don't tell me your father is Detective Jowd. That's right. In the world?
Just need to step away for a little bit.
Yep, no problem. 5 years ago, something really bad happened. Like a scary dream, but it wasn't a dream. 5 years ago, that murder case. It was my mom's birthday that day. My mom and dad were working and I was home by myself. And then I had an idea. I was going to surprise my mom. I set up that contraption. I'm home, Camilla. Why is it dark? And Death by Rube Goldberg every time. Mom! Mom! Was that noise? I still can't believe it happened. It wasn't supposed to work like that. I know that contraption. And I know how it was supposed to work. Party poppers and a cake. Birthday message. My dad told me not to tell anybody. Just leave it to me, he said. My dad wanted to be executed. He asked them for it. But I wanted to tell everybody it was my fault. My dad said what I saw was a bad dream. He told me to forget it. This is also unbelievably tragic. I can't believe it. This little lady is Detective Chowd's daughter? I just can't tell her. I can't tell her why she was kidnapped. Why was I kidnapped? I want to know. Oops. There are no secrets in the ghost world. Maybe we'd better stop talking. It's too dangerous. Sissy, you're not going to talk to me anymore? I think we'd better get you out of here first. We can talk more after that. Okay, but I'm going to rescue you now. You just hold on a little longer, all right? Okay, but we'll talk later, right? Don't forget, you promised, Sissy. What took you so long? I'm guessing Waffles still not back, so just keep going.
Sorry, I actually just
Oh,
literally
nice.
just got
Just
back.
in time.
I traveled the entire town in search of the finest bread and milk for you, my dear.
Then I should quickly just fill you in on what you missed. So, I mean, you right before you stepped away, you found out Camilla was Joud's daughter, and I showed the scene of, it was actually her who killed her mom, not Joud, and it was this whole Rube Goldberg contraption here in this house.
Okay, yeah, I saw. I stepped away where she was saying, "Oh, my father's a detective," which I kind of put two together.
Yeah.
I kind of figured.
Yeah. So remember like earlier in the game when we saved Lynn from that big Rube Goldberg machine? That was
with a missile and
so
that whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a duplication, or that was a duplication of the one in this house that was like supposed to be a mock-up of the Rube Goldberg machine that killed Camilla's mom and Chad's wife.
Interesting.
It was supposed to be a birthday present, and then somehow the Cupid moved around at the end and fired the gun instead of shooting towards the party poppers. So, you know.
Gotcha. But it's late, and all the shops are closed.
We're leaving this place right now.
What? But he's not here yet. If we couldn't meet at the restaurant, why weren't we supposed to meet here?
Yes, and he's the one who chose this location.
I don't like this one bit. We have to run around doing all this extra work, all for the sake of his deal.
Be quiet. It can't be helped. This place is too dangerous. I told you my sixth sense is very strong.
Alright, as you wish, beauty.
I feel it. I sense something here in this room. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? Is she talking to me? I can sense your presence, you know. The next time I sense you, this child will die. Remember that. All right, we're leaving.
Pardon me, little lady.
No, her book.
Oh my.
I'm in the book. All of a sudden, I'm left behind alone in the room that stole that little lady's smile away 5 years ago. Little lady is gone now, leaving me with only a few new facts. A few very heavy, very sad facts. Does Lynn know about all this? One other thing stands out in my mind. I can sense her presence. Some of that kidnapper's final words. Do those two know? The kidnappers know about the powers of the dead. Okay, so I think we're just gonna jump right in. I don't think that was a short one, and I don't think the next one's very long either. So we're gonna just try to do these two together, and then we'll
Yeah,
wrap it
yeah.
up.
I'm done for that.
Yeah. This one, the next chapter is basically just story. There's like no puzzles in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Jowd's daughter, Camilla, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. The kidnappers had been holed up in Camilla's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone.
Camilla. Why do they have Camilla? Her father isn't the stupid old justice minister.
I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. It looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow.
Poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much.
It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists, too. Like the kidnappers winding up in and using Camilla's old house as their hideout.
There's no way it could be just coincidence.
And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead.
I just don't understand any of it.
I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back.
Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister. It wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped.
Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. Oh, how can I believe in you? I'm a realist.
If you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and...
I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer.
She won't?
It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing?
If she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? Or
It
she's
doesn't
dead.
prove it. What were we gonna say?
Or she's dead.
That's also possible. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, if your wife's not picking up, that means probably your daughter's fine. I think she'd probably say something if she got kidnapped. I don't know. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? Oops. Missed the button. Woo-wee, that's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle.
You're supposed to do the Rick and Morty voice. Ooh wee.
Oh God. Miss me, baby?
Inspector Cabanella.
Not really. You're. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is.
Detective Jowd? Detective Jowd. I'm so sorry. I tried. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I'm so sorry. Lynn. Please, don't apologize to me.
Ah, the beautiful love between a teacher and student brings a tear to my eye. Don't put it that way. Let's see. Lynn doesn't really know that Jowd is innocent. He just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnapping are real threats, and the time marches on. I'll gather information and see if I can think of something. This all relates back to me somehow. I just know it.
You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanella? That the execution was tonight.
I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you.
And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Jowd could never have done such a thing.
Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing.
Huh?
I know two things to be true and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty. And two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby?
If that's the case, why did you bring him here?
Whatever do you mean, young lady?
He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons. So were all those rumors about you true? The only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend?
Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on, including me. You'll understand that someday, baby. It's enough, Lynn. Oh, that's Jowd, okay?
That's enough, Lynn. But Detective Jowd? That's right, don't take my fucking lines.
Oh,
I'm a death row.
I'm sorry.
You escaped from prison. This is how it should be. But
let's see. Jowd.
so, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping.
Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter,
That's terrible. What's her demand?
carrying out of your execution tonight.
I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die, and it's all over. Very simple. It's not that simple. Why not? Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped.
Wait, if you're here talking to me, does that mean you died tonight too? Oh yeah, many times.
It's Camilla.
She also died tonight. So did the Justice Minister over here. Actually, everyone in this room except for Cabanella.
What? Camilla?
I checked it out for myself, I'm positive.
No, it can't be.
And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself.
What? What are you talking about? Don't listen to him. I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer anymore after tonight.
For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours.
And Cabanella. I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
be happy.
He'll probably be happy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Is it true what Camilla said?
Why don't you tell us what you know?
To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's Alma's birthday. We came home from work, and she went in first.
Mom! Mom!
What was that noise? I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found.
Spooky ghost mystery's going well. Probably gonna wrap up after this chapter tonight.
There was nobody there beside Alma and Camilla, just the two of them.
So the little lady's mother died right in front of her.
Oh my, that's so horrible. Camilla told me about it. She was crying. Said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to. Made an impossible move.
An impossible move.
Yeah, I was the one who was supposed to be killed. Been 5 years since I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's why I had to convince everyone of, even me. But tonight you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before.
Powers of the dead, right?
That day, in that room, powers that I don't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mystery.
Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know.
You know who I blame? The lamp. It's all his fault.
The lamp. Oh, what a jerk, that lamp. The kidnappers who abducted Camilla knew about those powers. Well, one of them did. The other guy, I'm pretty sure, fucking didn't.
This is no ordinary kidnapping. Looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the one who thought it was. Detective Chowd?
There's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die?
Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. There were two very strange points about that contraption. The first was, of course, the firing of that gun. Right. That was an antique gun I'd had on display for years.
So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design.
Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday.
Her mother just loved murder mysteries.
And the other strange point was the movement of that Cupid. Cupid?
Yes, let's all watch the flashback now, because that's how that works.
It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around. Somebody made a change to the contraption's design and then manipulated it. I don't know what to say. I didn't have time to think things through then. I mean, you know what? It would make sense. I mean, because you're supposedly a good guy, I guess there can supposedly be a bad ghost. I mean,
Yep.
makes sense. Like, that there would also be a ghost that, like, it just loves committing murder or helping
Perhaps.
the bad guys.
And we know there's other ghosts because someone saved Camilla's life.
Yeah. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in. Kind of adjustment. The gun, of course.
The gun, eh? Come to think of it. There was no gun there. Just a picture hanging on the wall.
Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption. One thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking. So that gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police. You hid it? Put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective. What? You mean... That detective still thinks it's a music box.
But you told me you played the can-can.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just imagine him saying, just to make it, just to ensure they think it's me, I shot the body a few more times to, make sure I have the gun residue on my hand. There's prints, everything.
She was like, I mean, she was already dead. I mean, I know it's my wife, but...
Yeah, So that's what was in the box, huh? Got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police. My own pistol.
And a scythe. I have a scythe lying around just for situations like this.
And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When I was all done, I turned myself in. Detective Chad, is what you just told us now true? And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In 3 seconds.
Yes, of course. In that case, there's still time. Still time? Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course little Camilla didn't do it either. We're gonna arrest that ghost, put it behind bars. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camilla's sake. That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Detective Jowd. Lynn, where's that music box now?
I don't know.
In Temsic Park. Camilla left it there. That gun is important evidence. You'd better go pick it up. And everybody else is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, right?
Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Cecil, take care of Detective Jowd. Do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side.
And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say. Who was you talking to? What's going on? Give me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmates.
A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something.
But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you, with a special seat just for you, baby. And actually, that seat's, like, really broken, so...
Then I guess we'd better prove my innocence on the double.
On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend.
I want to save Camilla in more ways than one. And that's all there is to it.
I see, my old friend. In more ways than one.
This reminds me of the Johnny Bravo thing, you know?
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight, as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? Oh, the order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume its enforcement. As you wish, Your Excellency.
That's not a low enough bow.
Yeah, right. Please, don't bow to me. Please don't bow down to me. And especially not that low.
Now, he should be planking, essentially.
Yeah. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind? Yes, sir. Such awkward walks on this game. The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmates? I'm glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now, but I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with the proof of Jowd's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jowd or Camilla dies. Gotta do something about the kidnapping somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here.
Most likely, the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped.
But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it.
Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister.
Prove it? How? I doubt his wife is ever going to answer that phone if we call from here.
If we call from here, right. But a telephone works in both directions.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost.
Yes?
I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. You're the only one who can change the situation.
Gee, detective.
For these past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. And I've had enough, that's why I want to die now. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me?
I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stop the execution is his wife and daughter, but is there a way? Excuse me, Mr. Minister. I can't hear you, la 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 la. I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it? Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less. Oh yeah? Who's that? Me! I can't explain your existence. It's not normal. But I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination. A delusion. Would you listen to a delusion? To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me, though. Good.
I don't trust it, but I trust myself even less.
Well, hanging around here won't change anything. Got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. If I could just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes, I guess the telephone lines are my only hope. So...
Quick, murder someone before it's too late, so that way I could just keep redoing this.
This one. Just as I thought. This little girl is safe in her bed. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Jout's heart, and the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way. I bet this mistake-ridden abduction does too. There we go. That is the end of chapter 12. And with that, we are going to call it a night on this one.